The Ministry of Health informs the public to remain vigilant against Ebola virus disease. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, fever, and body weakness. If you or someone you know develops these symptoms, seek medical attention immediately. Protect yourself and others by avoiding handshakes and unnecessary physical contact, washing your hands regularly with soap and water, or using an alcohol-based sanitizer. Cleaning frequently touched surfaces and avoid direct contact with infected persons' body fluids like vomit, stool, sweat, and urine. To report a suspected Ebola case, send an SMS to 6767 and type alert, or call the toll-free number 0800 100 066. Report early, protect lives.
The problem is the foundation.
You know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Did you know? Brought to you by
Fake spare parts can be deceiving. They seem cheaper, they seem good enough, they get you moving for now. But what you don't see is the hidden cost, damage to your car, endless repairs, wasted time off the road, and potential risk to lives. In the long run, fake parts cost you more. Choose genuine parts from any CFA or mobility location countrywide.
Did you know? Brought to you by
abakozi bachayambala ebintu ebyo bisambala bannannyini makolero zi kampuni abakozi mubafunire uniforms eziri ku mulembe okuva mu George Color Solutions banyirire bafulume mu material ne design ebiriko ate nga tuliko na kabonero ka kampuni yo olwo business babantu maaso bagimanye tosubwa campaign eno omulamwa kugamba nti stand out mu uniform yo ne George Color Solutions bali ku Prime Complex ku Johnson Street shop number C24 esimu noti 7772 anamu5 9 29 wamu ne ku www.georgecolorsolutions.com.
Tired of the limits? Tired of slow connections? It's time to break free. Introducing BCC Net from Blue Crane Communications. Choose the package that fits your life. BCC Lite, 20 Mbps. BCC Pro, 50 Mbps. Or BCC Extreme, 100 Mbps. For every need, every moment. Learning, conferencing, gaming, and so much more. Switch to BCC Net today. BCC Net, fast, reliable, and true unlimited internet. Blue Crane Communications is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Come back, and it's a pleasure that you're watching the Morning Breeze here at the Political Command Center as we celebrate 18 years of revolutionizing broadcast. My name is Dalton Kawesa. I have Honorable George Musisi and Anthony Akol to dissect a few things that are happening in this country. Yes, Honorable Akol, as we went for a break, Honorable George Musisi highlighted the challenge, the hiccup they find to operate in this country. You are in the ruling party. Does this concern you when you meet in the caucus and say, for democracy to grow, these checks are important and we must create this environment?
I have attended few caucus meetings, so the question is not to the right person.
No. You have the Prime Minister is a call away. You don't wait for the caucus.
The question is very simple. Nobody wants Uganda that will go to the dogs, or the dogs to come to Uganda. So what is important is the country should be better for all of us. So for that matter, you should ask yourself, in whatever you're doing, are you making the country better for yourself, for your children, and for your grandchildren? Whether you're in opposition or you're in government. Because personally, I know I have been in opposition. Sometimes we plan to create situation that you should be arrested. You create situation so that other people sympathize with what is happening.
Is it true, George?
No, he will not tell you. I am talking from experience.
Okay.
So my question is simple. Do you subject yourself to a condition that makes the government start being suspicious and looking for you or not? The same time, those who are in government, whatever you do, will it be better for the country? Especially, we are taking care of this country temporarily for our children and for our grandchildren. Whatever you're doing, will it make the country better for your children? Will it make the country better for your grandchildren? That should be the key questions that we ask. Because I grew up in a very harsh environment of war in northern Uganda. You know it. I was personally abducted in Senior 1. And I spent 6 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days
so experiencing
in captivity.
That pain. Experiencing
and
that
for
pain.
that matter, I will speak with a lot of passion that we should make Uganda peaceful.
So, using that experience and the pain that we're going through, someone would say you can easily draw the line and inform the authorities where you belong, that you don't want Uganda to go back to that, where people pick up arms and because of the human rights abuses.
I have made this statement public, and I will continue to make it even in any other meeting that I've given the opportunity. I have not yet been given the opportunity in a meeting to discuss. But the fact of the matter is what I'm telling you. All of us, it's our responsibility, whether you're in NRM, you're in NUP, you're in UPC, or whatever you operate, make sure you think about our generation we are leaving behind. All our actions should make sure that our children and our grandchildren will find the country better than we got it. And that is all.
Okay. Yeah. So Honorable George, he's just highlighted that about sometimes opposition creates situations for arrest and name it. And he says he speaks with authority. Is that a good strategy?
Well, if people use it, at least personally, I mean, I have not used it, but if people use it, it's an individual choice. It's not. I'm sure if he used it, it wasn't a party position or an opposition position. It may be a personal issue, which may not be institutional. But the point is, whether they use it or not, if the law played its course, then, the purpose of the law, this thing we settled down as our national consensus and we call the Constitution, is meant to act as a guide without eyes across our different political contestations.
Yes.
That no one should push it over the other. And then we have the courts put there to judge or to decide depending on the law and the facts at hand. Now, problem comes when it says one thing and then another person is saying a different thing. Me and Honorable Cole could have contestations. What settles that is if we take our contestations to before a neutral arbiter. That is what we should do in a civilized country. So if we have, whether this person is playing gimmicks, whether it's playing, you treat them as the law demands.
Okay.
The gimmicks will be pushed aside, and then what is required will be handled.
Okay. As still on you, as we wrap it up because time is running out, we recently saw NUP appoint Honorable Zedriga, I think, to go into iPod. And yet previously, you had stood your gun and said you're not going to participate in iPod issues. And I remember the party said it is just a picture opportunity for many of the opposition representatives. What has changed?
Many things have changed. First of all, the contestations we had with iPod were that many times most of its dialogues don't concretize into anything stronger. For those things that require dialogue, institutionally, which were set under the laws, NUP has always participated. We've been the vice chairs of the National Consultative Forum since 2021. This is the vice president, right now Benjamin Katana. They represent us at NCF. We've been there and we're active members. Even Parliament is a place for dialogue, a place for talking. So we've participated. So one, they remember some of the things which have changed. They brought that amendment, I think the Nakut amendment, yes, which institutionalized iPod and made iPod membership as a precondition for access to state funding. Now, we are unapologetically
many people are saying that was the biggest driver.
And what's wrong with that, if it is? What is wrong with it? Actually, state funding needs to begin with NUP. They have been funding political parties since 2011. So amongst that money, it includes my money. It's not personal, it's not NRM money, it's taxpayers' money. And two,
without that condition, perhaps you would have gone back.
We should know that political parties are not private properties. Political parties are public entities which should be funded by, and it's not even only in Uganda, or even all our neighbors.
That is not evil money.
It's taxpayers' money. It's not evil money. It's not evil money. And actually, in the bigger scheme of things, NUP and whatever aside, political parties should be funded by the state. There's no harm about that. They should be funded.
You're private too.
But allow me to congratulate NBS since to be mayor last
year. I'll give you another chance.
All right.
Honorable Akol, you chuckled when you talked about the money, and you have been in opposition. You know the workings of iPod. What's more than meets the eye in NUP's?
First of all, let me congratulate NUP for the decision they have taken to come on the iPod. That is a table where things are discussed. Even the frustration is talking about their president. You can bring it to iPod. That's a table of discussion, seriously. And they had known it for a long time. And therefore, I would like to congratulate Honorable Faith Nakut, who is I know tomorrow will be designated as a Commissioner of Parliament. She has done a wonderful job. And that is a step towards reconciliation as a country. You know, as we struggle for democracy in the country, we struggle for human rights. It is not a personal struggle. Don't take it to your heart. You will die. Don't take it to your heart. Point at where there are weaknesses, at where things should be corrected, and the right position is for the parties who are in Parliament.
Are you saying NUP was taking things to their heart?
They were talking to the heart. If you take it to the heart, you die.
Okay.
The work is simple. You are in a party, you are in opposition, you want to give direction to government where they've gone wrong, you want to tell them the truth of the matter. I have been Shadow Minister of Finance for 5 years when I was in opposition. My work was simple. To tell them, please, we need irrigation if Ugandans have to do proper cropping. We need cooperative bank. We need funding that can help the farmers. That's the work you do. If you take it to the heart, you die. I know personally how I was sometime when things are taken in Parliament contrary to what I think should be done. I will go back home, you don't sleep. And I had to recognize myself. I want NUP to use this platform, of iPod, to also raise those issues they are talking about, the grievances. And that is an environment of calmness in the room, where you discuss issues, you agree or you disagree. It's very important.
As we go,
it helps also for Ugandans, because sometimes we create hatred in the country because we don't want to sit and talk. But if Ugandans are seeing that NUP,
can you charge that
FDC,
NUP for creating hatred?
UPC, DP, NRM are sitting together, they know there is hope in the country. Very important.
As we wrap it up, final word, Honorable George. Akol, picking it from Honorable Akol, finally, you accepted to dialogue with what you call a tormentor.
No, what I've said, and you could not have had me, that NUP has been part of NCF. It's a dialoguing point. It's chaired by a commission, which brings together all parties. Since 2021.
So why is it different? Why was it different for iPod?
Some of the issues we had with iPod, and even if this used to raise them, I don't know whether Honorable Akol ever disagreed with his leaders then. Some of they used to say that iPod seems more of a talking shop. In fact, Early last year, before even the Honorable Nakuta amendment, my party president stood in a press conference. I was there, and he said that we've never had a problem with dialogue. The question is, we also don't want to dialogue with a foot on top of our neck lying down. That is the issue. We never had a problem with dialogue. Actually, otherwise, if we had a problem with dialogue, how would we send MPs to parliament? Because even parliament is a place for civil engagement. So we've never had a problem with talking. Like I said, even those institutional requirements like NCF, we've always participated. And now that iPod is also has been institutionalized under the law, because previously it wasn't a legal requirement. We are coming to the table and we've asked, and in fact the people kept on telling us that you don't want to talk. Now they are saying do this, because you can see that there is bad faith and possibly bad will.
Well, let me first say this. If you want to send money to people in Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, SendWave is here for you. Money drives the economy. So all you need is to download that app. Definitely you'll be sending money and interacting with your friends or family that are outside of this country. SendWave is there. But I want to say thank you, Honorable George Musisi. Thank you, Honorable Anthony Akol, for making time to speak to us this morning.
Pleasure.
Well, as the country gears to the elections of LC1s, and also the country reflects, and also the country
register. Registration begins today.
Please,
I'm going
make
to
that call. I was at your
now.
church.
Yes.
I didn't find you there.
I'm asking all people, registration, because to be part of that election, 28th July, you need to be part of the voter register.
Okay.
And the registration begins today, I think up to Thursday. So people should go and register. We don't want to, even those who want to run, you have to be part of the register first. And it doesn't matter. You can say, Dalton, like you have the biggest home in the village. If you're not on the register, still you not vote.
Okay.
Actually, from here, I'm driving to my constituency.
But the EC chairman was here.
My family.
The EC chairman was here this morning. I think you bumped into him in the corridors. Yeah. He said, especially now for your call, you reside in Kampala most of the time. How are you going to participate?
My village is the original part where I am going to go back, whether horizontally or vertically.
It's the same thing with people with multiple homes.
Yes, that is what is going to happen.
They are eligible in
that is the final place of rest.
A consistent
No. The final place of rest is my village. Horizontally or vertically, I will go back.
All right, thank you very much once again. As the country prepares for the LC1 elections, and also as the country reflects on the words of President Museveni in his previous address, what is important is not what the leaders or the politicians will say, but how the institutions take them in and perform. My name is Dalton Kawesa. Thank you for being part of this topical discussion at the Political Command Center. Good morning.
Tired of the limits? Tired of slow connections? It's time to break free. Introducing BCCnet from Blue Crane Communications. Choose the package that fits your life. BCC Lite, 20 Mbps, BCC Pro, 50 Mbps, or BCC Extreme, 100 Mbps. For every need, every moment. Learning, conferencing, gaming, and so much more. Switch to BCC Net today. BCC Net, fast, reliable, and true unlimited internet. Blue Crane Communications is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
This July, NBS Television brings you closer to the stories everyone will be talking about. The drama gets deeper with gripping series, local movies, and characters that feel like home. The updates get faster with live coverage of events, breaking news, and real-time moments as they happen. The conversations get bolder with powerful interviews, current affairs, celebrity sit-downs, and voices that shape the nation. From the newsroom to the live scene to the stories that move us. July on NBS Television is fresh, emotional, urgent, and unmissable.
MTN voice bundle. Ay. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN. Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient, and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800 211 033 to get started.
NBS TV, Senyuka TV, and Afro Mobile presents Omlagend House's Shenza Productions Band every last Saturday and first Saturday of the month at Vibes Hub Chiwenda, opposite Prime Pero Station. Do you have any function and you need entertainment? Call 0709 616 093. Sponsored by Silver Bubble Studios, NBS TV, Senyuka TV, and Afro Mobile.
Bana Uganda twaniriza Joseph Ngoma mu concert yesose ku Lugogo Cricket Oval nga 10 mu July 2026. Tickets za mitwale 2, emitwale 5, atemeze y'abantu 8 ya milioni 3. Tickets ojatisanga ku carrytickets.com, Friends Supermarket ne ku Hotel Triangle. Kwa note 756 72225. Chino chetu badde tulinda. Joseph Ngoma, mwana mulenzo muwandisi, vocal powerhouse. Arudenga konko nendongo. Ekute ku mitima j'abanna Uganda. Gendongo yenyuma, eyimusa. Ekuwe subi. Hajikubya mu style y'omulembe. Kati ategese ekitabangawo. Twagala cricket oval. Ejure kumulondi gunogoka babulaza mutwale kwa sister out bitegekedwa charism nebiwagirwa.
Are you planning an event? Think of X Events. For the best photography and videography of all kinds, we believe that every moment is worth capturing. Whether Kwanjula, weddings, Kuhinjira, bringing out the culture and glamour. And of course, a professional team that has mastered the art of the game and pro-gear with elegance. X Events is located along Rubaga Road on Access Building opposite Hotel Sojavalo. X Events, capturing your precious moments.
The king is ready. Are you? This 14th of August 2026, King's Love Entertainment presents King Saha Tondeke Kololo Festival at Kololo Airstrip. An epic night of live music, energy, and unforgettable moments. Grab your tickets now. Ordinary 20K, VIP 50K, tables 3 million and 5 million. Don't miss Uganda's biggest musical experience. Tondeke Kololo Festival, 14th of August 2026. Powered by NBS, Sanyuka TV, Afro Mobile, Capital FM, Beat FM, and Yuga Tunes.
We understand that everyone yearns for a clean, tidy, and convenient working environment. That's why 7-Star Cleaning Services, we strive to provide highly customizable cleaning solutions using environmentally friendly chemicals, state-of-the-art equipment, and well-trained workforce for our clients. Visit our head office, Plot 4691, Ntinda Chisasi Road. Contact us on our official lines 0393 243 503 or visit our social media platforms. 7-Star Cleaning Services, a remarkable difference.
Uganda Communications Commission UCC kutusaka takulaba kunyoma olw'okwagala okugatta omutino ku music waffe obuwangwa naddala kadongo kamu n'okumugulira akatale ak'omulembe aka digital. Gold is gold bakabikabi abagikuba nga 3 mu July ku Sheraton Gardens wano mu Kampala. Freddy Sebata, Dani Mugula, Matia Luyima, Miss Sarah Saga Mwenge, Kakumirizi, William Mukabya, Masias Warukaga, Freddy Sebare, Gerard Kiwewa, Jigijigi, Kasiwa Kapo, Harriet Sanyu, Nabitaka, Betty Nabulia, Aisha Nachi. Bonamu atakulaba kunyoma okwingira shinje mtwalo 10 VIP mtwalo abiyate meza ya milioni 3. Sheraton Gardens za 3 mu July tutandika sawe mu yakawunge kati gonobera wa atakulaba kunyoma wagijwa UCC Rospom Afro Mobile Nesanyuka TV atolo de bitegekebwa Balunya Promotions.
This July, NBS Television brings you closer to the stories everyone will be talking about. The drama gets deeper with gripping series, local movies, and characters that feel like home. The updates get faster with live coverage of events, breaking news, and real-time moments as they happen. The conversations get bolder with powerful interviews, current affairs, celebrity sit-downs, and voices that shape the nation. From the newsroom to the live scene to the stories that move us. July on NBS Television is fresh, emotional, urgent, and unmissable.
For 18 years, we have been there when history was made. When Uganda celebrated, when the nation mourned, when questions needed answers, and when the truth mattered the most, we have gone where the story is, bringing you the moments that shape our nation live. We have listened to every voice, giving every side the opportunity to be heard, balanced. Through every headline, every election, every breakthrough, every challenge, we have remained committed to one promise: to serve Uganda with journalism that informs, connects, and inspires. Because for 18 years, our commitment has never changed. Live, balanced, always. Thank you for making us part of your story. As we celebrate 18 years, we renew our promise to you to keep showing up, to keep asking the hard questions, to keep telling Uganda's story with integrity. NBS Television, 18 years. Live, balanced, always.
NBS.
NBS. Always.
A very good morning and welcome to the breakfast meeting. Very good to be back on your screens this morning. Now, we get straight into a conversation that almost the whole world is having, but especially us here in East Africa. And particularly whenever we talk about Ebola, and when we say that Ebola is reported, it is understandably raising a lot of questions in many households, or even for you. How concerned should the public actually be? How does this strain actually spread? And what measures are in place actually to keep communities safe? And this morning, we are joined by Diana Innocent, who is coming from Goal Next Generation. She's a youth member in that particular organization. She's going to explain a bit what every other Ugandan, you and myself, should know when it comes to the current response of this particular Ebola strain. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you, Victoria. Good morning.
Now, let's talk Ebola. We've been talking Ebola now for a couple of months, I think. Here in Uganda, the reports go that we have not necessarily detected a new case in that case, that people have been recovering from those who had Ebola. And of course, we're continuing on to, I guess, monitor how it's going, whereas our neighbors in the DRC are having a completely different experience from what we are having here in Uganda. Cases are increasing, unfortunately, and deaths are also increasing, unfortunately, on the other side. But let's start off with the basics. I could be sitting here, you could be sitting here, and we are assuming that someone knows what Ebola is. But I don't want to assume that. Maybe let's start off with the basics from that space. What is Ebola? And maybe you can get into this particular strain, which is the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola, and how is it different from all the other outbreaks?
Okay. Thank you so much, Victoria and NBS TV, for hosting me. Talking about Ebola, I know many people out there have a lot of questions. Most of the things we know about Ebola, people just make assumptions of what they know about Ebola. But what we need to understand is that Ebola is a disease caused by a virus, and something caused by a virus is something which is very deadly. That's something we have to keep in mind. The Ebola virus is transmitted to human beings from animals. Yeah, and then when someone gets infected with Ebola, they are highly contagious when they start showing signs and symptoms. Yeah, how do you know that you're infected with Ebola? You have to look out for signs like someone starts getting intense headache, there is high fever, and then there is sore throat, and then in extreme cases there is vomiting, which is bloody, and then there is diarrhea as well. And then you may experience a lot of body weakness and body pain, stuff like that. But we need to understand that Ebola can as well be prevented and treated. But that will come from you and how you respond to Ebola. So when you see anything close to the signs, similar signs of Ebola, you need to take action to that. The earlier you do something about it, the higher the possibilities of you getting proper treatment and then getting back to your normal health.
I think you mentioned something that's quite important to distinguish here, is that a lot of people might assume that Ebola is airborne. Because, you know, we came from COVID and the minute you breathe, you could just catch something. But with Ebola, it's very different. Could you explain a little further on how a person can get Ebola and not just you living and breathing?
Yeah, thank you so much, Victoria, for that. So with Ebola, the difference between Ebola and COVID is that Ebola is not an airborne disease. With Ebola, it is someone gets infected with Ebola when they get into contact with the body fluids of an infected person. So when you talk about the body fluids, we look at things like saliva, things like sweat, things like urine, blood, vomit, anything that is a body fluid of an infected person. When you get into contact with that particular thing, you're going to get infected with Ebola. And then when we look at surfaces that many people interact with, like door handles, even the table that we have here, these are places where you can easily get infected with Ebola if someone infected has used the same table or door handle. That's why it is advisable for us to always do more disinfection of such places. Yeah.
And what's the difference then with this particular strain? Because there seems to be a bit of a distinction with the Budubujo strain compared to the other strains. Maybe share with us, what is the key difference here? Is it because it doesn't have a vaccine, or is it because it also acts differently on our bodies? What's that difference?
What we need to know, first of all, is that we have two major strains of Ebola. We have the Bundibujo strain, and then we have the Sudan Ebola virus. But all these does not, like the current one that we are responding to, that is the Bundibujo, but this has nothing to do with Bundibujo district.
Okay.
Yeah, so you shouldn't
Very
think
key.
that someone in Bundibujo is, like people in Bundibujo are highly affected. No, it has nothing to do with that. The name came from that just because it first was discovered first in Bundibujo. That I think was around 2007.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you look at the signs and symptoms of the one that you are dealing with, that the ones that I've just mentioned. Yeah, sometimes when you look at the signs and symptoms of Ebola, it's a bit similar to some of the sicknesses, but you need to understand the difference is that with Ebola, you may start seeing signs and symptoms just between 2 to 21 days.
Sure.
Yeah, and then when you don't do something about it, it's something that is very deadly. You may not live for long, but then when you respond and do the right thing, you're likely to survive and get proper treatment and get back home.
Now, many people, as soon as they hear Ebola, panic comes to mind. That you start thinking, oh my goodness, it's something deadly. As much as it is quite deadly, should people be, the public, should they be alarmed, or just should they simply be alert, if I should say? Or how should we respond the minute we hear Ebola right now?
Thank you for that, Victoria. So when someone hears Ebola, like you said, people get scared. Like when you hear that there is Ebola in the neighborhood, likely people will fear to even reach that neighborhood. But we shouldn't be scared, because this is the first time, this is not the first time that Uganda is dealing with Ebola. So the ministry is really, really ready to deal with Ebola anytime. The best thing that we can do is to do what we are asked to do, follow the SOPs and guidelines provided by the Ministry of Health. And then in case of anything, we need to always reach out to the right people who can provide the correct information. We shouldn't base on assumptions. As long as we do the right thing, this is something that we can actually manage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But one of the challenges I think that we've dealt with outside of just a strain of Ebola and Ebola itself is the misinformation concerning that. Like you just mentioned something that you have, I think it was a myth, was that, you know, the Budubujo strain comes from that region. That doesn't mean that people from there have it.
Yes.
And so that's very important. What are some of the other myths and misconceptions that we have concerning Ebola right now that you would like to demystify?
Yeah, so the other thing that I know, coming from an African background, I know there's something that is so common among us. When people get strange sicknesses, the first thing that comes to mind is witchcraft.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this should be witchcraft. So instead of seeking for proper treatment, we sit back and then we keep thinking that maybe I need to seek for like an herbalist, I need to seek for a pastor to pray for me. But at the end of the day, we are just doing what is going to put all of us in danger. Because when you go to a pastor and he keeps touching your head and trying to pray for you, we are actually spreading it. So what we need to do is to seek to understand what Ebola is. Because I believe that when we get to understand what Ebola actually is, we are going to be able to understand that it's a sickness that can actually be dealt with. Yeah.
Now, how prepared are we actually as Uganda? I think a lot of, I've heard somebody say that if you were to get sick or get diagnosed with Ebola, you'd rather be within Uganda than outside because Uganda knows how to deal with it.
Yes.
How prepared are we actually when it comes to this outbreak as a country?
Yeah, so the Ministry of Health and its partners has really always been ready to act to such infections. So we usually have Ebola treatment units at major hospitals like Mulago, and then the high-risk places usually have Ebola treatment units. Yeah, the fact that we have not dealt with Ebola for the first time is the reason we shouldn't be scared, and we should actually prefer to get treatment from here, because the ministry has dealt with this many times before. And like I said before, Ebola does not have a specific treatment. We usually deal with the symptoms and the effects of Ebola. Yeah, so the earlier you seek for medical help, the better for you. And then when you look at the cases of Ebola that we have had in the past few months, most of them have been imported cases from DRC. I think we only have about 5 cases, and these were secondary transmissions. Yeah.
And these were medical staff that were particularly infected.
Yes.
And some of them have already recovered.
Yeah,
which is quite important to mention. But so what happens when somebody suspects that there is a case of Ebola, maybe in the house or in the region, in the community? What happens and what are they supposed to do immediately?
Thank you for that. So when you see signs of Ebola in someone, what you need to do first is to isolate that person. So when you isolate that person, you need to reach out to the right people. The ministry has numbers that you can actually contact.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a toll-free number that is 0800-1066. You can actually call that number in case of you see any signs and symptoms of Ebola in someone. And then there is 6767 that you can actually, yes, SMS. You can reach out to that number. Yeah, so when you isolate this person, you need to explain to them why you're doing that. Because sometimes someone might be traumatized because of what they hear about Ebola. And when you feel like you're not able to do enough, you can seek for help from like community leaders. Yeah, just to make sure that the person is safe and can receive proper treatment in time, and then the people around that person has to be safe too.
What about people who are afraid of visiting health facilities once they hear about an outbreak? Because we don't know where some of these outbreaks are being treated from, and so then people are afraid to go to those particular health facilities. Is that a justified fear, would you say?
What I would like to bring out to the people out there, we need to understand that with Ebola, we don't have we can't treat it from home. Ebola is not like COVID where you could manage from home. Ebola has to be managed by professional health workers. We can't really handle Ebola as people, so we shouldn't be afraid to go to the health facility because that's the only way that you can actually get better. Yeah, so we need to remove that kind of thing because the moment you sit home, you're reducing your chances of surviving from Ebola, and then you're putting the people around you at a risk as well of getting infected. Yeah.
And so, but there's currently no approved vaccine meanwhile. So what does that mean actually for prevention? Because right now what we're dealing with is, I guess we're more reactionary. What does that actually mean for prevention? Will there someday be a way to prevent Ebola for us from getting it?
Yeah, I believe someday we shall have a vaccine for Ebola, I know. But for now, the best we can do is to just follow the guidelines that are provided to us to make sure that we are safe and our families are safe. And then in case of any sign or symptom of Ebola, we need to just do the right thing. Yeah, because this is something that is not coming for the first time, research is ongoing. I believe at some point we shall be able to get a vaccine for Ebola.
Absolutely. Now, if every Ugandan listening today were to remember something, what would that message be? What would you want them to remember today?
Thank you so much. I would like to share with people out there that let us keep in mind that the government is actually there for us. The Ministry of Health is there for us, and they're working every day to ensure that we are all safe. So anytime you hear that there is an Ebola outbreak, let us not panic. The best we can do is to be vigilant, just to make sure that we are safe. We and our family members are actually safe from the Ebola virus. Yeah.
And finally, where should people go get accurate information concerning Ebola so that we don't fall into misinformation in that case?
Yeah, the best information that I would actually advise my people out there to look out for is information coming from the Ministry of Health through the right channels. Yeah, so let us not follow wrong information channels and then we take it as the gospel truth, but let us look out for what is coming from the Ministry of Health.
Absolutely.
Because that's how we shall ensure that there is less of misinformation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, let's repeat those numbers again. You can SMS alert to 6767 if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And the toll-free number you can call is 0800 1066.
Yes.
Well, you heard it right here. Managing an outbreak isn't only the responsibility of health workers or even just the Ministry of Health altogether. It is a shared responsibility. You have to stay informed, especially following a public health guidance, and also avoiding misinformation is some of the most effective ways we can protect ourselves and those around us. Thank you again for joining us and for bringing a better understanding this morning concerning the current Ebola response. Let's take a quick break.
This July, NBS Television brings you closer to the stories everyone will be talking about. The drama gets deeper with gripping series, local movies, and characters that feel like home. The updates get faster with live coverage of events, breaking news, and real-time moments as they happen. The conversations get bolder with powerful interviews, current affairs, celebrity sit-downs, and voices that shape the nation. From the newsroom to the live scene to the stories that move us. July on NBS Television is fresh, emotional, urgent, and unmissable.
My name is Ragu David, the head teacher of the Kabela Comprehensive Secondary School. You know, with this new curriculum that they have introduced, this competency-based curriculum, it really requires computers. So we had challenges when it comes to research, because now we had no computers. Our learners could not do any research. Even the teaching, I would say, it was more of the old curriculum. We were one of the luckiest schools to benefit from this UKUSAF program. We got around 21 computers, the flat screen. They also gave us the headsets, 21. They also gave us solar, 6 panels, then also 4 big batteries to run those computers. And when they gave us these computers, it now simplified our work. Because you would give the learners activity, they go and do research. One of the recommendations I would maybe say is to add more computers, because the number of learners is actually more than the number of computers.
Flavor Mocha Chupa. Taste our refreshing, juicy flavors in our 250 ml and 400 ml packs. Splash Kachupa. Flavor Mocha Chupa. Flavor on the go.
August 2026 is here! And Yada for Life presents Mujatu CZ 2026 in Sima edition on Saturday 29th August 2026 at Imperial Royal Hotel with a lineup of heavenly voices and ministers. Are you grateful to God for what He has done and accomplished in your life? Do you have a reason to ultimately thank God for? Get your deluxe ticket for 30K, gold for 50K, platinum for 100K, and a table at 2 million. Doors open at 4 p.m. Buy your ticket at Unique Uniforms, Uganda House, and at House of Rest, former Fidodido. For bookings and reservations, call 0760-595-316 or 0708-766-536. Mujatu CZ 2026 Nsima edition, and proudly sponsored by Yuga Tunes, Afro Mobile, and Yuka TV, and NBS Music.
Better study tips. Be vigilant.
Watch out for unexpected prizes or lottery wins. Genuine contests do not require advance payments or personal information. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Brought to you by, in partnership with, Uganda Communications Commission and NBS.
This June, step into a bigger entertainment experience with more to love on Us. We're talking more drama, more action, more unforgettable stories, all waiting for you.
All hands on deck.
We're opening up our world of entertainment so you can view more. This June, pay for your current DSTV subscription and we'll upgrade you at no extra cost.
Flavor Mukachupa. Test our refreshing, juicy flavors in our 250 ml and 400 ml packs. Splash Kachupa. Flavor Mukachupa. Flavor on the go.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to NBS's Breakfast Meeting. My name is Victoria Sabatani. Now, for 35 years, Britannia Allied Industries has been part of everyday lives of many Ugandans, growing alongside the changing consumer taste, as well as the lifestyles that are changing continuously. Now, as the company marks that milestone, it's a relaunching Splash Kachupa. You've seen it everywhere, all over your social media, of course. This is a refreshed, ready-to-drink fruit beverage aimed at today's on-the-go consumer. Now, joining us this morning to discuss the thinking behind the relaunch, we have Robert, who's the General Manager for Sales and Marketing at Britannia Allied Industries, as well as Mariam, who is the company's Quality Assurance Manager. Welcome to the program, to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about Splash Kachupa. Very interesting name, meanwhile. A very well-known brand altogether. But why was this the right time, Robert, to basically relaunch the Splash Kachupa?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us. And
absolutely.
Yep. Yes, it was and it is the very right time. After almost 35 years, and playing within the juice industry, we strongly believe we have the expertise that no any other company in Uganda does have. But also along the way, we've noticed that consumer preferences have shifted, they've changed, yeah, and so many people are into the on-the-go consumption occasions. So we felt it was very, very critical at this time to make sure that we also meet that that group of consumers that into the on-the-go occasions.
So that's the gap that you're trying to fill, is that the consumers wanted more of the on-the-go drinks. It's not because we were lacking juices out there, is it? It's just very specific, if I may ask. Now, the campaign is also built around the phrase flavor mukachupa, right? What's the message behind that, actually? What does that mean?
Okay. Again, I would say that the consumption and preferences have changed over time. We used traditionally to be a mango and apple country, all right? A little bit of orange. But then we realized that actually the generation of consumers right now, they're into all different kind of flavors. So the grapes are working. You can have apple, it's very strong in there. Tamarind as well. So flavor mkachupa, we're simply telling you that that which you prefer is now available to you.
Okay, so that was an increase of more flavors outside of just the mango flavors that we're used to in that case. Let's talk more about the consumers, Miriam. I'm very interested to find out a little more. What was the major concern? He's touched on it a little bit, the fact that, you know, the consumers really wanted something that was on the go. What else can you tell us about what you saw in the gap and what consumers were really hungry for and that you are answering the need thereof?
Thank you very much, Victoria. You realize that consumers are looking for convenience. They're also looking for affordability, but also very high quality. If you look at the generation that we are in today, consumers are so aware. Before they go looking for a product, they've already researched about it. So by the time they're coming to you to pick your kachupa, they're looking for all these things in one container or in one product. So we looked at what we have in our profile, in our product portfolio, and we saw convenience as one of the things. We have them, but we thought we needed to address the PET category. If you look at the industry today, it's full of the PET category. The industry is moving in that direction, and the consumers are also moving in that direction. So we are looking at a consumer who is looking at a very high quality product, but also very convenient. He talked about somebody on the go. You have your PET bottle, you've taken half of the juice, but you still need it. The PET bottle will give you that convenience. You move with it around, but it will also give you the other things that you're looking for. So that's what we are trying to address with Splash Kachupa, the convenience that you're looking for in a kachupa, in your PET bottle. So exactly that's what we are trying to address.
Now, when you look at the consumers, as you said, that most consumers are much more exposed to everything, every information is so available. Are you seeing with your consumers that people are a little more concerned about the ingredients, what goes into whatever beverage that they're drinking, and how has that actually influenced how you develop this product?
One of the things, of course, we have looked at is the fact that health today is one of the issues that people are tackling. But also, when you talk about the Splash Kachupa that we have, it is a fruit-based drink. When we say fruit-based, we are not talking about you mixing flavors and sugar in a bottle. We are giving you a fruit content that you've actually been making at home. Your real fruit is now in a bottle, but made in an industry. So health-wise, we are giving you varieties that will speak to your health. For somebody who is looking at something a little bit tart, we have those flavors, tamarind, that is a little bit sour. We have, and then there is somebody who says, okay, me, I'm okay. I'll take something a little bit sugary. We have grapes and berries, we have mango, etc. So giving you that variety, but that speaks to your health, that also speaks to your needs as a person. So that is what we are trying to do with the
You just touched on the flavors expanding, right? And but how do you then balance the need for variety, but also at the same time maintaining that consistent quality?
One of the things that before we start going into that direction of a certain flavor, we want to look at where that we are going to get all the ingredients so that we are assured of availability in terms of supplies, but also consistency with the processes that make this product. So before we decide to go for tamarind, we have looked out for that supplier that will give us tamarind consistently of the same quality that we have committed to our consumer. Yeah, so those are some of the things we look at. Every variety that we have, every flavor that we have, we are sure that we have a backup plan. We have a plan A when a supplier can give us everything, but we also have a plan B if we have scarcity arising. So we try to balance in that direction.
Absolutely.
But also this commitment, we have extended it to our suppliers and our other partners in the business. So by the time you're having your flavor in the kachupa, all these other people have put all their efforts together to make sure what you have is exactly what we have committed.
And it's consistent.
Yeah.
Another thing, I guess, Robert, maybe you can touch on it a bit when it comes to affordability, which is something you mentioned. People are looking for that convenience. They're looking for affordability, meanwhile looking for quality as well. And all of those things put in one box, it can be very tough to come up with, especially when it comes to affordability. How have you been able then to keep those prices low, affordable, affordable for every other person that needs that drink?
Okay. Over a period of 35 years, one of the things we've developed, which my colleague has mentioned, we already put our fingers into the whole supply chain. So it means we have access to very great suppliers, both within Uganda and outside of the country, as far as India, as far as the UK, even Egypt. There are stuff we get from there. Now, that's something we've done over time and over periods of time. So it means in terms of our value chains, we have the scales that allow us to access ingredients and products at the right prices. But it also means, as Britannia, one of our strategies is not to put a price burden on the consumer. Price is very critical on our side. Now, looking at the scales we're doing both on the Tetra Pak and the PET, it means we are able to give the Ugandan a very quality product at a very affordable price.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we've been able to do it, because our scales are quite big. And we've done it for many years, and yes, we are able to.
Now, when it then comes to affordability, one of the things that you guys have done well, I guess, is to reach the consumer. You are directly speaking to your consumer. You are actively participating, whatever they're participating in. What I'm seeing with this campaign is that you're really getting into the communities. Why was it important that this campaign particularly speaks directly to your consumers?
Okay. Britannia, we established ourselves as a company that serves the everyday Ugandan. So it was very important that we actually communicate directly to the everyday Ugandan, but also in a way that Ugandans would want to be communicated to. That's why we've gone great lengths to look for people that actually, in terms of interaction, they also interact with the everyday Ugandan. That has allowed us to speak the language they understand, but also it's because we believe that the product that we have is a product that serves the everyday Ugandan. So it was critical that actually we bring it at a level that every Ugandan would understand.
Can understand.
Yeah.
But you've done that for 35 years, and celebrating 35 years altogether. Looking back on both your parts, and maybe you both could share a bit, what is it that has enabled Britannia to remain relevant at every moment and every season in the past 35 years? Is it the things that you produce, or is it the company itself? Is it the ethos? What is it exactly that has kept you relevant through the years of 35? Robert, you can go first.
Okay. Internally, it's the promise to the consumer, a promise to give a quality product. We look out to make sure that if it's a mango, we should have the best mango. If it's the apple, it should be the best. Right. That's something that really drives us. And if you look at what we're doing right now, we are venturing into different flavors, which not a single company is doing. Okay. But the comfort we have is that we know that we've done a quality product before, we can always do it again. That's one of the things that actually does drive us. Yeah.
How about for you, Mariam? What has kept you relevant in the past 35 years?
I'll speak from the quality perspective. Of course, you mentioned the commitment, the promise to the customer. One of our major promises has been quality. We shall give you the right quality at the right time and consistently. If you look at Britannia, when Britannia is advertising anything, we say we are ISO certified. Yes. ISO 9001, ISO 22001. 2018 certified. Now the first one is the quality management system, and the second one is the food safety management system. Now the regulator knows that for you to have this system certified, you have to go through a thorough scrutiny for you to have that mark on your product, on your system and everything. One of the things we have managed to do over the years is to maintain the quality mark, the Q mark that you see on the product. It means by the time you have that product in your bottle, we have the regulator scrutinize the entire process, the entire product and the entire value chain before they say, yes, you're good to go in the market. And we've done that for the last 35 years. Not so many companies can sustain that. That's why over the last very many years, you've seen some products on the market, but after some time, you'll not see them again. Now, Splash has been a household name for so many years. It's because of that. The other thing that, of course, we want to promise our consumers is when a company is certified against the food safety management system, it means you can trust us more. Why? Because by the time, that is a different type of scrutiny by the regulator and other concerned parties around. So by the time we are giving you this product, even the system that is producing that product, right from raw material sourcing to the team that actually dedicates itself to giving you that product, everyone is doing the right thing. Whenever we have hiccups around, they'll actually be detected before anything happens. And that I'm grateful that the regulators have helped us every step of the way. One of the things Britannia has also done is it has always been on the lookout for changes in product standards and process standards. So I want to make this commitment to you that and also promise you that if you look at other companies, we are always ahead of any standard that comes. Every time something new comes up, you'll find that Britannia has already implemented it firsthand, right from the labels to the product. I want you to look at our labels today and compare them to other labels. You'll see that something different has already happened with the Britannia label before the other labels take it up. So we have done that consistently over the years, and I want to thank the regulators that they've been with us throughout this journey, and they've helped us get to where we are today. That's what we have done.
And of course, congratulations are in order after 35 years. It's not a small feat. Like you said, that not every company gets to the space, especially in the food and beverage industry. But what's next? What next are you innovating for us? I know there must be something cooking, I guess. I don't know if you're allowed to mention it or not, but is there anything else that you're investing in, particularly in the food and beverage industry? And what's next? What can we look forward to?
Okay. Not that we are going to disclose it, but there's one thing we can assure you. The beverage landscape is changing continuously, and then we have a generation of consumers that have tasted different flavors across different parts of the world. So it means we are also constantly, actually, I said, on the lookout of what's new and what's changing. We have a lot that we are preparing, actually. We should be having about 8 flavors, okay, in a space of about 8 months, something like that. As if we can do it as fast as that, yes, that's what we're going to do. It's our commitment that we will serve every Ghanaian at their point of convenience.
Now, on both parts, in one sentence, why should someone pick up a bottle of Splash today? One sentence. Not even one word, just one sentence. Why should they pick it up? Why should they go to their store and pick up a bottle of Splash Kachupa?
Okay, it is the same quality product at your convenience and at a very pocket-friendly price.
There you go. How about for you, Miriam? Do you have any word there?
When you choose Splash Kachupa, you're actually supporting very many Ugandans. You're supporting the Ugandan that is growing the fruits that are actually giving you the flavors that you're looking for. You're supporting the Ugandan that is on the production line because they're paid salaries out of the work that they do. You're supporting all partners that are investing efforts in giving you that product. So you're actually paying so many people. By buying one bottle, you're paying so many people, and you're actually improving livelihoods in people's homes today. So,
yeah, I guess that's very well said. Now, finally, where can people actually get a bottle of Splash Kachupa? Is it in every store, or are they in specific stores?
Just like we've done over 35 years, making ourselves available and affordable, we are very available in all the stores near our places of work and places of stay. Those are supermarkets, suprates, hypermarkets, Dukas, kiosks, and the wholesale section. Yeah, we are available.
Very hard to miss. Very hard to miss them. They're always everywhere. Any final thoughts for you, Miriam, that you'd like to share to our viewers?
I just want to urge Ugandans to support Ugandan manufacturers, especially Britannia. Why? Because we are giving you exactly what you've been looking for, even better, what you've been looking for from the outside. If you compare what we have today on the shelf in Uganda, it is far better than what we've been importing. Quality-wise, of course, affordability, etc. And of course, the convenience that we've talked about, and now availability everywhere. So I don't see why Ugandans should continue trusting. We are saying you can buy them, but you can now trust Ugandan products more, because the Ugandan entrepreneur is actually investing so much in giving you what you've been looking for from the outside. So trust us. We shall live to our commitment, just like we have done for the last 35 years, and we are bringing you more. So trust us. Africa is a very good continent. Uganda is actually full of resources that we can use to give you the best that you can get.
Well, again, I should say congratulations on the 35 years. I mean, since what, 1991 until now, that's quite a congratulatory thing, if I should even say. Now, consumer preferences, of course, continue to change. You and me have different tastes at different times of our lives, different things happening. And brands that keep listening and also innovating are often the ones that really stand the test of time. And of course, thank you again to you, Robert and Mariam, for joining us this morning and sharing, of course, about the Splash Cut Chupa coming from Britannia Allied Industries. And congratulations again to them for their 35 years of serving Ugandan consumers. But from myself, Victoria Sbatani, may the Lord bless you, keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Goodbye. God bless.
This July, NBS Television brings you closer to the stories everyone will be talking about. The drama gets deeper with gripping series, local movies, and characters that feel like home. The updates get faster with live coverage of events, breaking news, and real-time moments as they happen. The conversations get bolder with powerful interviews, current affairs, celebrity sit-downs, and voices that shape the nation. From the newsroom to the live scene, the stories that move us. July on NBS Television is fresh, emotional, urgent, and unmissable.
Shower music. This one's for the friends out there.
Hi Fireflies, this is a shower music straight out of Cavalle. I am inviting you for my concert, which is going to be on 10th July. It's a Friday and you have no excuse. We'll be a National Theatre, chilling and jamming to Mental Break EP and Fireflies album. Come and let's have a blast. Interest is only 50,000 and 150K for those who will also want merchandise. I love you. See you soon. Mwah.
This week on Property 360, we break down the real math behind mortgages, true affordability, and how to use smart financing to build wealth without losing sleep.
You can go long term if you're probably a salary earner. We'll try and ensure that we don't go beyond 50% of your earnings, because at the end of the day, the expectation is you still have to what? To survive.
We'll also step inside Kampala's fast-rising flex space market to explore how service offices have reshaped the cost of doing business.
For example, they have world-class internet, they have world-class reception services. You find that they are able to afford the office as opposed to if they are going to rent.
And in Garuga, we mark a key milestone at the Riviera Waterfront Development, as phase 1 is completed and units are officially handed over to their owner.
The world
is going digital, and creativity is no longer just a passion, it's a pathway. Next Creator is building dignified job opportunities for young people by turning creativity into real careers. It's about more than just content. It's about learning digital skills that lead to sustainable income, branding yourself with confidence, understanding influence, and the digital economy. Next Creator equips young creators with the tools they need to grow, adapt, and thrive in a fast-changing world. If you want to turn your ideas into opportunities, if you want to make creativity work for you, this is where you start. Next Creator, your skills, your future, your opportunity.
You want answers.
When FIFA does not get the 17 video, there's no guarantee that it will be available for another federation.
You need the truth.
Jimmy came into office in a manner that was very, very irregular and very illegal.
What you have raised is complete nonsense. These federations, what are they getting from FIs, International Federation? If you're getting more from those FIs, why should you get less here? Should you get less here?
Whether you promise money or you don't promise money, the team can lose or win.
The budgets are crazy. Why are we competing against our government?
Who's to blame when the game is on the line?
The people who are negotiating, are you negotiating for your own personal benefits or you're negotiating for the interest of good of the sport?
Join me, John Vianney Simba, as we go inside sport, where we dissect the latest controversies, debate the hot topics, and hold sports personalities accountable. Every Tuesday at 10 p.m. exclusive on NBS Sport.
NBS Sport, championing Ugandan sport. Did you
NBS happening now.
We usually hold every Monday. Today, I've essentially concentrated on largely issues rotating around the impersonation and the fraudulent use of names of prominent persons. Like I have already said, we bring out these issues, highlight them, because when we are monitoring trends, at times we monitor and find that something you spoke about yesterday, the next day it seems to attract more victims, which would mean that it seems the message has not yet sunk. And now when it comes to this issue I'm talking about of fraudsters and impersonators, the challenge is still there. So we feel that we need to talk a little more. I will begin with the case of one Hope Tumwebaze. The police region of Kampala Metropolitan South are holding a 53-year-old lady, or woman, by the names of Hope Tumwebaze on allegations of impersonation and obtaining money by false pretense. Miss Tumwebaze is said to be a businesswoman residing in Kamukuzi, that is in Mbarara City, and is accused of falsely presenting herself as an official attached to the office of the president, and that she works for the president. So it is alleged that in the month of June, and I think began June of last year, 2025, and the subsequent months, in various parts of Kampala, she solicited the money from a honorable member of parliament. For now, I may not divulge the name of a victim. under the pretext that she was helping that MP's area to get services and facilitate. I don't know, she really crafted a very terrible story. So she managed to secure 60 million from the victim, and but the victim final at some point came and reached police, and we carried out an investigation after opening a GEF, that's a general inquiry file. So finally we managed to nab her. It is alleged that the funds were earmarked for selected districts. Also, our preliminary investigations indicate that there might even be more victims than even the Honorable Member of Parliament. So, the story here is we are cautioning members of public and all other people. It could even be government officials, persons of reputable standing and responsibility in society. The whole idea is one. Please always verify those type of requests from reputable sources. If somebody is purporting to be speaking, soliciting, or transacting on behalf of the office of the president, surely there are several people in that office who can be approached to verify that information. But let me first continue with the second story. Now this one, we gave it to you, but today is a day of emphasis because our PRO in Busoga channeled this information. But today is when we meet a little bigger, size of the journalists fraternity, so that this information can sink. Now, we are in coordination with our sister security agencies. We wish to inform our public once again about the arrest of cyber fraudsters involved in the impersonation and the online scams, and in particularly here, we went for a group which impersonated Mrs. Natasha Mseven Karujire. We gave you that information, you recall. Now, why we even have to speak more about it, this is not the first time. On 9th February, I remember I posted or talked about a group we had arrested from Iganga municipality, which included 4 suspects. Most of all these are between the ages of 18, 19, 20. Rarely do you have a 40-year-old. There was Isabiri Ashraf, Mulondo Rahman, Kakaire Zubair, and Gesa Sharif. So they were soliciting money, claiming that Mrs. Natasha Karujire was giving help, but that there was a need for registration fees and processing charges. Now these ones, we arrested them. It didn't take long. Now we are in July. Another group has been arrested. The other ones were 4, Now this time we have even arrested a bigger number. This time I think they are 7. That is Mugudia Mustafa, 17 years. Maganda Murshid, 18 years. Waswa Mohammed, 21. I think this one is the oldest. Kaima Jamil, 17. Mulawa Shafiq, 17. Ngobi Sabath, 15. Juveniles. But with very, very toxic intentions. So, we recovered the 9 mobile phones as exhibits. Of course, we are carrying out more investigations. I'm told that they were operating under youth development application funds. And they were profiling people, but impersonating Mrs. Karujire. Now, why I brought it back? One, because there is a repeated pattern of cyber fraud. And then Iganga municipality is proving to be a hotspot for these schemes, which means that on one side, we need to do a lot of talking. On the other, we really need to nip this group in the bud and really obliterate it. So we are paying too much attention because the group has really been persistent, but nonetheless, as police, we shall take all necessary measures along with our colleagues to ensure that we bring justice to their doorsteps. But in the same vein, we come back to public. Why do they con you more than once? Our residents in Iganga, we talked. In our community police engagements, we have talked about these groups. But you have stubbornly decided to fall victim. Now this is not okay, because nobody can solicit money when he is going to give you help. This should be a message at the back of the mind of any rational human being. But nonetheless, anyway, when you encounter such fellows, come back to us. When I was going through a list of interactions we have had with these impersonators, I found that the cases are really many. I will be sharing them on the platform. All these fellows have been arrested. So I'll be sharing this information on our platforms. Then the other matter, this is a totally different matter, I would wish to share with you. But equally, it also rotates around a presentation of a false identity. Now, on 1st July, in Upper Nabuti Cell, that is the Central Division of Mukono Municipality, suspects or thugs approached a certain home. They convinced a housemaid that they had been sent by the homeowner to pick a faulty television. They accessed the house, and of course, you know, when they access, they have freedom of action. They really maximize it. So they managed to take a television 3 televisions. They had come for a faulty one. They ended up taking 3. The owner had left a cash sum of, it is alleged, 10 million shillings. That one they also took. He had also kept a firearm in a box. They took that one. They loaded and left. Of course, as police, we picked interest into the matter. But the purpose of my coming here is not only to tell you that an incident occurred, but to communicate police's main interests in such matters when they occur. 1, you leave a gun with a maid, because in that home, it is only the maid who had remained behind. Now, when you leave a gun at home, it does not matter whether you have handed over that gun to the maid. Of course, an ultra-rational person would not get the gun and say, the maid, here is the gun for you to keep. No. But the moment you leave that gun in the house, you inadvertently have left it with that maid. When you leave the gun in a house under key and lock without any person, you have left a gun unattended. You are not so different from one who left it hidden in some bush somewhere. Because that's common with our criminals, these armed robbers. For them, what they do, they take it and keep it in a very hidden place, and sometimes come and find it. Even our cattle rustlers in the Karamoja sub-region, they know how to do that. So this is extremely reckless, because you endanger. That gun could have been used against the maid. That is 1. Now the second is leaving trashes of money at home. Why do you think they came for the money? They probably knew it was there. Because one of the principles people needed to master about money is that when you are getting money, you are probably picking it from somebody, so it is not a secret. There will always be a point of intersection when 1 or 2 people know that you have large sums of money around you, because you don't manufacture it. No, you get it from somebody else. So money, by its social interaction characteristics, there will always be 1 or 2 people who detect that you are now in contact with a huge and big sum of money. And at that material time is when people develop the interest to come and take it. So this is what happened. Just that by advantage, we managed to recover the firearm, which is currently in our custody. Those are the issues I had today. I had to concentrate mainly on fraud and identity misrepresentation occasioning crime. But my clarion call to public is take serious some of these issues we bring forward, because there is material evidence that people are getting harmed, people are getting injured, people are getting defrauded. So you really need to take serious some of these messages. I thank you. I will re-echo the same in the Luganda dialect. I will begin with the Jakutandikane, maybe tandikane synopsis or background. Nti lero amanyi njagala gateeka nnyo ku ekintu ekikwatagana n'abantu abafera, because tuze tulabanga obufere twogera bulijjo wano, naye obufere kirabika bwo bukyatambula, ate nga omuntu asinga obusobozi obuziyiza obufere ye victim, kubanga gwe batuukirira. Ate abafere tebakozesa maanyi mu budde obusinga, bakozesa bwongo, then obufere busaksidingira mu bubwongo obunafu obwa victim, because when the victim is cajoled, bw'oyitika omufere bw'ayitawo, bw'ogaana omufere aba talina wakolaki, aba talina kkubo. Kati twagala okwogera ku nsonga zino wammanga. Waliwo omukyala we twakutte bamuyita Hope, tumwebaze, wa myaka 53. Ono abadde yeeyita mukozi wa kitongole, office ya omukulembeze w'eggwanga, Office of the President. Yatuukirira honorable member wa parliament omu n'amufera miliyoni 6 bagamba za facilitatinga kuyamba engeri gye baleeta obuyambi mu districts zaabwe. Erinnya lya member wa parliament nga bwali victim tetulyatuukiriza, tuconcentratinga nnyo okuleeta amanya g'abafere bano. So twagulawo fayiro yaffe, General Inquiry File, GEF, ne tusobola okunoonyereza, era omufere ono twasobodde okumufuna. Naye message yaffe eri ki? Mugezeeko nnyo okulaba nti mu verifyinga information eno n'abantu abali mu offices zino aba mu butongole. Kati nga office ya president ye office enyangu ennyo ey'okuverifyinga. Offices olusi osanga obufere anyway buli wangi nnyo. Uganda Revenue Authority osanga oli almost agala collectinga misolo. No, abo bonna you can verify. Ekisooka ebitongole bino byonna biwa amasimu g'osobola okubatuukirira bw'obanga one oyagala obuyambi oba ng'oyina kye weebuuzaako. So ono tumuyina. Abalala bo bali Iganga. Iganga eno erina kyeyagala okufuuka, kubanga nga February omwaka guno waliwo abavubuka abali bakozesa erinnya lya Mrs. Natasha Museveni Kalugire, especially nga bakozesa mitimbagano gya TikTok ne ku WhatsApp nga bayitirako. Bano twabakwata nga basaba abantu sente nti Madamu Natasha agenda kuwa obuyambi, naye leetayo ka registration fee, leetayo sente bwe buti. Twakwata abalenzi 4, omwali Isabiri Ashraf, Mulondo Rahman, Kakaire Zubair ne Egesa Sharif. Tewayiseewo myezi mingi, tuli mu July, timu endala ate nayo twazeemu ne tugikwata. This time tetwakote 4, twakute 7. Kigendererwa kye kimu, enkola y'emu. Bano twabajje na Ndekula village, Bulubandi parish na Kigo sub county mu Iganga. Now kiki twagala okwogerako wano? Obufere. Gwe ani akugamba nti omuntu ayagala okuwa obuyambi ate asooka kusaba sente? So ebintu bino twagala abantu bakole ki nabo beekengere, because police tegenda kujja kuyamba kuwabula nti kati ono mufere engeri gye mwogeddemu. Bino ebintu mubikolere eyo mu nzikiza. So we want you people mugezeeko nnyo okulaba nti muavoidinga groups zino. Then ekyokubiri, of course we have taken note that Iganga becomes a hotspot, n'ekyo tujja kinogera eddagala. So twagala okukubiriza abantu nti omufere yenna ow'ekika kyonna weeyambise police, weeyambise ebitongole ebyo bye baba bafera, bye boogerako, bye bakozesa amanya gaabwe, nga muyita mu mitendera emituufu. Ekisembayo kiri ku incident eyabaddewo Nabuti Central Division eya Mukono Municipality. Eno nga 1st July 2026 ababbi bano boosi jja kubayita bafere kubanga bano baali babbi bayingira mu nju ey'omuntu omu resident, ne bagamba omukozi, bakonkona ne basaba omukozi okuyingira nti waliwo TV enfu. Omukozi yalisose kusooka n'okwebuuza waliwo TV yonna enfu wano. So ne bayingira naye we bagenda okumalira, of course nga babbye TV 3, batute miliyoni 10 eza sente. Ono victims yali aterese mu nju, batute CCTV DVR, batute esimu, then batute ne box mwe yali aterese emundu pistol. Of course police twakola ogwaffe ne tujja, ate we twogerera emundu twagifunye nga tugiina kubanga bagisuula ne tusobola okugironda. Naye message yaffe, otereka otya emundu mu nju then gwe n'ogenda mu bibyo. Of course nti kubanga waliwo omukozi obanga agamba nti emundu wali ogitereseza mukozi. Emundu either erimu amura oba mu mikono gyo, because toyina lusaluteresa muntu mulala mundu, because that person is not licensed to carry a firearm. So wono we buzibu obusooka. Ekyokubiri, emundu bali basobola okugikozesa obulabe ku mukozi oyo oba ne bagitwala ne bagikozesa n'awalala. So this was a very huge risk. Ekintu ekirala kyetera okwogerako kyekya ssente. Okuleka sente nyingi ngezo ewaka. Esente twagala always okusomesa abantu abamu bategeere nti bw'oba ogenda kufuna sente nyingi, you come into interaction, ojja omitinga emikono mingi, because sente sinti ozinoga ku muti, sente ozijja ku muntu. Now in that process abantu abafuna amawulire nti oyina sente babaawo. Bwe babaawo kisinziira abamu bayinza okugoberera ne bategeera gy'ozitereseza. Kyova olaba tubadde tulina cases nga zino, lumu nagireetako wano, omuntu omu eyali agenda okusasula emisaala egy'abakozi ku kyuma ky'emmwanyi. Esente bwe yazireka mu mmotoka n'afulumamu, emmotoka bagimenya, sente ne bazijjamu ne bazitwala. Why? Because abantu baba bamanyi nti oyina sente. So twagala okulabula abantu emize gino mugezeeko nnyo okugyewala. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Katufuneyo ku bibuuzo, then tufundikire. Yes, sir. Morning, sir. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Kale. Ndoza leero ebibuuzo tetulina bingi. Kale. Kansooke ne Jude. Eriwa eno kugundi enabuti just mbawadde kifo nti ono resident wa Nabuti Cell Central Division Mukono District naye just kyetasobola kuwa lyerinnya lya victim. Okay. Yes sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So tugende n'ebyo. I will begin with yours. Yes, it is true. There were some persons who had civil society organizations who were invited to police and on a number of allegations or where certain inquiries are being made. When those inquiries are over and when it is appropriate, we can always share with you the outcomes of the investigations. At the moment, we are not yet ready to give you information. The second issue is about what my brother raised, the telecom companies and how they can assist us in this particular matter of how fraudsters, it is true, fraudsters are using these SIM cards with a lot of ease. And it is a security concern. It is something we are going to have a very serious conversation with the telecoms. But you need also to understand the difficulty in the whole matrix. Our society is still having a challenge of low levels of consciousness. I hope all of you are aware that in our villages and our communities out there, you find somebody helping another one to acquire a SIM card. You have heard of things like Nyambako onsalire SIM card. Now, of course, people need a lot of sensitization. And this one has to be done by both us, security agencies, and also the telecom companies, but also everybody who leads society, because it has a bearing on the reduction in crime. People do it innocently. Where you find that a citizen does not have a national ID, that one who either may be a brother, a sister, they are even parents. A parent. You find a parent saying, no, my son does not have an ID, a national ID. Let me help him to get a SIM card. Tap, he does the same. So mainly it has been along those. I doubt whether there are SIM cards operating while not registered. The issue is not about non-registered SIM cards. The issue is about displaced ownership, where you find John registers a SIM card using his credentials and then gives the SIM card to his girlfriend, to his son, to his daughter, to the wife, a friend at a trading center. These things, fellows, workers are doing this. So it is still a challenge. Every time when we go to track and to arrest suspects, we find these kind of stories. The third issue is about the 999 telephone contact of police. If you called it and you found the team that received it was a customer care team, then you called the right people. You get it? Police also has a team which receives clients. You get it? When you call, they receive you, they take down your concern, and then they send that concern to the appropriate police station, region, or unit. Because the police offers a multivariance of services. Police is not like a telecom company that everything rotates around telecom. Police, you will find somebody who has lost his property. Police, you will find somebody who is complaining of a land matter. Police will receive a fire, a distress call about fire, a kidnap, a lost child, a marriage conflict. Now, depending on what the caller is interested in, that group will always direct you accordingly. The challenge would be if you called and they didn't receive, or if you called and the network, you could not go through. That would be an issue. Next, if you go to our platforms, especially our website, we have provided 1,200 phone contacts, particularly for the sub-county police stations. Those are the ones which we are fully confident they are there, working and ready to receive you. 1,200. But that does not mean others don't have. Those are the ones we posted recently. On more than 4 to 5 occasions, I have shared contacts of the operation room of Uganda Police Force, where when you call that line, they only just need to know where you are, and they direct the nearest police establishment near to you to help you in line with your nature of concern. I have shared the traffic police hotline before. I have shared a hotline on fire and rescue, which when you call, you are particularly answered by the receivers at the fire brigade headquarters in Kampala here. So I think in communication we have really tried our level best to keep in constant touch with the public. I want to appreciate that at least for you called. But there are people who don't know our lines. And I've always insisted here, the challenge with them, they say, you see, for me, when I have an issue, I call the LOC one chairperson. When you call the LOC chairperson, that's good, but you delay the response time by some minutes. Because the time you would have used to call the LOC is that very time you would have used to directly call the police. And it is a civic responsibility for you to have a contact of your nearest police station. Not for your own self only. Because somebody may say, for me, when do I even commit crime? Or, I don't anticipate anybody to ever harm me. Fine. But you could use that number to save another life. So it is a civic responsibility. So I hope I've answered you in respect to police and communication with the public. The last question is about investigations in with the Nation Media Group. Now this one, let me first obtain information about it and get back. Yeah, since I will need to be a little more briefed, then we shall have a conversation around it. Kale kambidemu mu Luganda neza tumalirize. Nja kusooka ne ekibuuzo ekyavudde ewa munywani wange ng'ayogera ku kya investigations ku bakulembeze abamu aba civil society. Investigations zo zirigenda maaso. Twabawa ebbaluwa ezibayita ku police era ezimu ne bazitimba ne ku mitimbagano okubategeeza nti twabayise. That's okay. Naye tujja kuba mu budde obw'omumaaso awo bwe tuba okunoonyereza nga kuwedde bwe naafuna information emala jagireeta tugisharinge nammwe. Ayogedde ku issue ekwatagana ne amasimu abafere bano bakozesa simu cards nga twetaaga okwebuuza telecom companies zituyambye zitya mu kino. Of course nywani waffe journalist kyayogeddeko ekituufu kyo abafere bano bali kusanga they are finding it easy okukozesa simu cards zino okutawaanya abantu. Ekintu kyokka maybe kyesta suubira nti gye kiri is that simu cards bakozesa teziri registered. Simu cards zo ziba registered. Naye ekizibu ziba registered mu linnya lyani. Kati currently mu Uganda tukyalina ekizibu nti abantu tebannaba kutegeera obuzibu obuli mu kukwata simu card yo n'ogiwa omuntu omulala okugikozesa. Challenge eriwo is that oli bwaza omusango fe tukwata muggwe kubanga bwe tuba tulondoola empuliziganya eba ekozeseddwa mu bufere obwo oba mu bubbi oba mu bumenyi bw'amateeka eba yiyo. Era tutera okubakwata then nosanga omuntu nga tugamba ene simu nze gundi namusalira line kubanga ye yali tayina ndangamuntu. Kati nga wano kese ene y'abana abafere bemulaba abayiganga bano mulimu obwana obw'emyaka 15. Abaana abasinga abato abo abamu ojja kusanga nga talina na ndangamuntu kubanga babadde tebanaba kujjumbira kufuna ndangamuntu. Kati gwe omuzadde bw'oyamba mutabani wo ow'emyaka 15 okufuna endangamuntu n'agikozesa mu bufere ne tutrackinga eyo essimu ffe tuba tutrackinga gwe tuba tetutrackingawo n'omwana. Bwe tugenda okutegeerera nti omwana ye mufere naawe tuba tukutuusizaayo. So ye issue currently eriwo. then waliwo ndugu era kye yayogeddeko ekya essimu yaffe ya 999 nti bw'ogikuba egenda mu customer care service. I think tewali buzibu aba customer care okureceiving essimu kubanga poliisi ng'ebitongole ebirala tulina customer care service yaffe abantu abatureceivingira amasimu. Ekizibu kyali badde nti essimu one tebagikutte oba essimu teriiko oba bagikutte naye tebakuyambye. Essimu ya 999 bw'ogikuba bategeera wa wooli then ne bategeeza poliisi eyo ekuli okumpi esobole okuyamba. Then tulina n'essimu endala ze twabawa. Bw'ogenda ku website yaffe twabawa essimu 1,200 nezigwamu ziri ku sub-county police stations. Nga bwe tuze tubagamba nti currently model yaffe ne philosophy yaffe ya policing is that twagala police ebeere ku sub-county ng'amaanyi kwesinziira because ne government programs ezisinga zonna pillar eri ku sub-county nga tubawa mu bimu kwe kuli n'empuliziganya ey'amasimu. So bwe mwetanira, I hope I'm using the right word, kwetanira is to okozesa. Pardon? To fully participate. Yes. So mugezeeko nnyo okulaba nti mwetanira mu kukuba amasimu gaffe ago whenever you have challenges. Nabawa n'amasimu amalala and where necessary we can always add these numbers and we really re-echo them. Bw'okuba fire brigade yaffe ina hotline. Traffic and road safety, police ina hotline. Operations waliwo essimu gy'okuba nejja direct wano ku police headquarters, then bo ne ba instructinga police gwe gy'oba oyagala ekuwe obuyambi. So ekyempuliziganya njagala tukiriziganye ffenna nti tugezezaako nnyo ekisoboka okulaba nti ffe n'abantu baffe we are in constant interaction. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Kambalekere Luke abatwale to the next. Okay.
Good morning. Just have a few incidents to share. They happened between the 2nd and the 5th. At Wakiso police station, we registered a case of aggravated trafficking in children. This followed the rescue of 9 children aged between 3 and 16 years from a house in Kona Village, Wakiso district. We also managed to arrest one suspect, Tayewa Mubaraka alias Scott, after he failed to provide satisfactory information regarding the children's parents or legal guardians. The children have since been placed under the care of Wakiso District Probation Office as efforts continue to trace their families. On the 3rd, our police at Ginger Road commenced investigations into the drowning of Nsawa George, a 10-year-old special needs pupil at Hill Preparatory School in Naguru. The incident occurred during a swimming lesson at the swimming pool. The body was conveyed to City Mortuary Mulago. Investigations continue to establish the circumstances surrounding the incident, including whether there was any negligence on the part of the responsible person who was supposed to be supervising the pupils. On the 4th, we did register a fire outbreak. This is after our Directorate of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services responded to a major fire outbreak in Chinyoro Zone, Katwe Parish, Machinde Division. The fire destroyed more than 10 residential structures and placed several families, including those of Tamare, Joseph, Lokot, Simon, Peter, Senono, Lawrence, Ekwaso, David, Otiang, John, Bosco, Nyanzi, Kapindu, Nadim, and others, and among others. There are women who sustained some serious burn injuries, 2 of them, and they were rushed to health facilities for treatment. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but we do caution members of the public to always be very careful when using open fires, and also be careful when hiring persons to do electrical wiring in their buildings. So there is suspicion of an open fire and also maybe a suspicion of a short circuit. So we shall give you more details as they come in. Police also in Kisugu is investigating a sudden death. Why we are investigating this is because the victim was is believed to be around 17 years. He's a porter. His colleagues woke up and he was dead, just like that. So the body was conveyed to City Mortuary Mulago, and there is suspicion he went out drinking the previous day. So we don't know whether the death is related to the drinking or there is something else. However, he didn't have any markings or physical marks on his body that could have been suspected to have caused the death. Right now, an investigation is ongoing. Also, porters just gather around, and right now we don't even know his name because the colleagues just have nicknames. We have also launched an investigation into a suspected murder of an unidentified male child, 2 years of age, about 2 years of age, who was abandoned at a restaurant within Chiwamirembe Catholic Church by an unidentified woman claiming she had come to pray. The child was later found dead after she abandoned the child. The body was later on conveyed to City Mortuary Mulago. What we know is that this woman came within Chiwamirembe, went in the restaurant. She had I would call it she had the child wrapped, placed the child on one of the chairs, and after eating the meal, moved out as if she was going to pick money on her mobile phone and never appeared again. Now, why we suspect that the child was murdered is upon reviewing the body, we realized there were marks in the neck, so there's possibly that the child was strangled and abandoned. So investigations are ongoing, and I shall be giving you more details when they come in. Those were the very few bad incidents we did register. I want to assure you that investigations are ongoing, and shall be having answers very soon in many of the incidents where answers have not been given. Moruganda. Tulina emisango gye tuli mu kunoonyerezaako nga poliisi. Bino gyabaddewo masekati g'ennaku nga 2 n'olunaku olwajjo, era nga 2 tulina omusango gwe twatandika okunoonyerezaako ogw'abaana abasangibwa mu nnyumba emu mu bitundu by'e Wakiso. Abaana bano baali 9 era nga bali mu myaka 3 ku 16 era nga eyali abalina oba yali abalabirira amanyiddwa nga Tayibwa Mubaraka tiyagezaako kutuwa bikwata ku bazadde b'abana abaana na bukya bwe baatuuka mu nnyumba eyo mwe baali babeera. Sikyatwetera okulowooza nti baali bakukusibwa era jaguddwako emisango egy'okutegeeza okuba nti yabadde akukusa abaana bano ng'ali ku poliisi yaffe e Wakiso. Basobola okukwataganya n'omuntu alabirira abaana oba alina obuvunaanyizibwa okulabirira abaana mu bitundu ebyenjawulo wa gavumenti gwe bayita probation officer, era essaawa zino yalina obuvunaanyizibwa ku baana abo nga ebimu ku byo kwe kubanoonyeza bwe bayinza okuba nti no bafuna obuddamu awo tugenda mu maaso n'okunoonya abazadde baabwe. Waliwo era omwana wa myaka 10 ye Sawa George agambibwa okuba nti no yabbidde mu mazzi oba mu swimming pool wali ku Hill Preparatory School e Naggulu bwe baali bamuyigiriza okuwuga. Noonyereza ku kyagenda mu maaso okumanya yali abalinako obuvunaanyizibwa yalagajjalira omwana ono n'afa oba nedda. Byonna bina bitegeerekese tujja tubategeeza naye ng'omubiri gwe gwatwalibwa mu ggwanika bwe tugenda mu maaso n'okunoonyereza. Poliisi yaffe y'ekatwe erina omuliro gw'enoonyerezaako ono nga gwaliwo ng'ennaku z'omwezi 4 mu bitundu bya Kinyoro mu Katwe Parish wano mu Makindi Division. Omuliro guno gwayokya amaka g'abantu 10 era abasinga baafiirwa ebintu byabwe awo mu Katwe Kinyoro ebibalibwamu ssente eziwerako naye ne gulumya abakyala 2 gwalumya abakyala 2 n'omwami omu. So bano batwalibwa mu ddwaliro gye bali mu kufuna obujjanjabi era ng'enteekateeka ez'okumanya omuliro guno gwavudde ku kyagenda mu maaso. Twongera okulabula abantu okwegendereza emiriro gino obutaleka muliro nga gwaka bw'oba okumya essigiri ng'omaze ofumba, making sure nti ezikidde kuba olumu eyinza omala ofumba ng'amanda gakyacamuse. So bw'oba omaze okufumba zikiza essigiri. Amasannyalaze funa wayaring okuva mu bakugu okwewala ebintu omuliro guyinza okuva ku masannyalaze okuba. Tulina n'omuvubuka gwe tuli mu kunoonyerezaako ono aba akyali mwana myaka 17 ategeeza okuba nti nali myaka 17 abadde akolanga poota ku sayiti emu esangibwa mu Kisugu. Banne bakeera ku makya kutegeeza chairman nti yakeera ku makya nga tassa era chairman n'ategeeza poliisi waabyo okwekebejja mubiri gwe bakizuula nti yali amaze okufa. Yajjiddwawo n'atwalibwa mu ggwanika ono byabadde bojjo era essaawa zo tuli mu kunoonyereza. Talina mannya nga bw'omanya abapoota ebiseera ebisinga balina nickname era ebimu ku bye tuli mu kunoonyerezaako byebyo ebimukwatako naye nga batutegeeza nti yafulumako ku sayiti n'agenda n'anywa aba n'agenda mu kucakala. So tetumanyi oba ebizibu byavuddeeyo oba yafunye ekizibu nga yeebase byonna bijja bba bitegeerekeka naye kaweefube yenna akolebwa okumanya kyo kyamuviiriddeko okuba nti naafa. Waliwo era ettemu lye tuli mu kunoonyerezaako eri omwana ow'emyaka 2. Kigambibwa nti waliwo omukyala atalinategeerekeka eyagenze olunaku olwajjo ku kyaki y'ekiwa Mirembe okuba nti naasaba. Amala okusaba agambibwa okuba nti nno yalabibwako ng'ayingira mu restauranti yakyaki yakiwa Mirembe era nga yalabibwako n'omwana gwe yali atuuzizza ku ntebe yali amubissebisse. Oba oli awo amulabye ayinza olowooza omwana yali yeebase. Yamala okulya n'afuluma okuba nti yajja ssente ku mobile money teyadda. Ababadde basavinga abantu mu restaurant eyo olwagenza okwekebera ku mwana gwe yalese bakizuula nti yabadde takyali mulamu. Okutegeezaako ab'ebyokwerinda ne tujja naffe ne tukizuula nti omwana ono mufu. Ekituleetedde okukirowooza nti ttemu kyekyokuba nti yasangiddwako ne maaka wano ku Bulago abakugu ze balowooza nti omwana ono ateebereza okuba nti nno ekyamuviiriddeko okufa okuba nti yatugiddwa naye alipoota okuva mu bakugu wali emulago naye jabba ekakasa ebyo naye ng'essaawa zino tuli mu kunoonyereza ku ttemu era tunoonya omukyalo eyazze n'omwana n'amusuula ku kyaki ebisingako awo tujja bba tubibategeeza ng'okunoonyereza kulina kyekunaaba kizudde ekyenjawulo. Webale mwana mulenzi
NBS happening now. The King is ready. Are you? This 14th of August 2026, King's Love Entertainment presents King Saha Tondeke Kololo Festival at Kololo Airstrip. An epic night of live music, energy, and unforgettable moments. Grab your tickets now. Ordinary 20K, VIP 50K. Tables 3.
Today's hottest hit.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, endungu ya kusabula. We gonna do free on fire, free on fire, free on fire.
Some moments make headlines, others quickly shape our nation, but every moment matters. This August, step into Uganda's story through the eyes of one of its finest visual storytellers. Through the Lens is back. Bigger, bolder, more compelling than ever before. This August 7th, 2026. Witness the defining moments that shaped our nation, from the intensity of the 2026 general elections to the strength of our communities, the beauty of our culture, the courage of our leaders, and the resilience of our ordinary Ugandans whose stories deserve to be seen. Every frame tells a story. Through the Lens, Season 2. Experience Uganda's stories, one frame at a time.
Bana Uganda muwulire ekitabangawo bajjukira process ekutuusaako Irene Namatuvu atuuse mu Kampala ku Serena Hotel ng'abiri mu August mu show gy'atuumye Strong Woman live okuyira emitwalo 10 yeepye emitwalo 15 ku gate ate badi emitwalo 10 ate mmeeza ya milioni 3 ticket zitundibwa ku Papa Sport ku John Color Solutions ne ku Serena Hotel wennyene Irene Namatuvu yasinga mu kyabayita authentic Ugandan rhythms enkuba ya Afro Pop egatta engoma ya wano n'ekidongo ono ya Afrima Award winner Best Female Artist mu East Africa Choreography ya Irene Namatuvu screen stage n'amatala abiri mu August Serena Hotel mwana watu nabo muwerekeddeko fogo kalempita bimami bijje Be Strong Woman ebikoze sente z'ekikazi twagala byana byeskoba bimadulo
kiwoza sente ziwawereza ku simu zabaddemu ekicupuli ky'etaano wereza endala
twagidwa KCB Bank Newman's bakola obumpwatimpwati Victoria University Uniform Pepsi Mount Caleb International School Bwalula Veniva Logistics Afro Mobile Nesanyuka TV.
NBS happening now.
Lwatekebwako Bugwe twasimba n'ebipande ebyobulambe 22 ku masiro ga Ssekabaka 18 n'ebirala bingi n'enkyukakyuka ezireeteddwa projekiti zino zonna n'amakatala ekikulu ekirimu nti bino byonna ke kabonero ak'okungulu era akenkunala akalambika ennono n'obuwanga bwaffe obugunjufu n'obuyiiya kitujukiza ffenna awamu ng'Abaganda ate n'abo abajja okulambula amagezi n'obuyiiya bwaffe ate n'omuggo gwa Buganda ogutafa. Abantu ba Buganda n'abalambuzi kati bamanyi ebifo n'amasiro amalala n'embuga z'Obwakabaka z'ennono era kinyweza nnyo ennono yaffe mu myoyo ne mu kulabako. Projekiti ey'okusatu zo nnyingi nja kukoma ku eyo ey'okusatu ku mulamwa guno ey'okuwagira emirimu gy'eddiiro lya Katikkiro oba embuga ya Kisekwa omulimu n'ekibiina ky'olulimi Oluganda n'abaŋŋambi emikolo n'abalala bangi. Embuga ya Kisekwa mu bbanga ery'emyaka 3 ewadde ensala ku misango 6 n'etawuluza enkaayana ezisoba 50. Ate mu mwaka guno oguweddeko 2025 lukyabanga lwa Mmindi abayizi 1633 okuva amasomero 43 mu masaza 7 bakola ebigezo ebiva mu kitongole ky'Obwakabaka Buganda Examination Council eby'olulimi Oluganda era ekyo kigenda kuba kya lutentezi naye byonna n'ebirala ebikoleddwa projekiti zino gye bijjeyo n'amakatala kwe kulaba nti tukuuma tunyikiza era twagasa ennono wamu n'olulimi Oluganda abantu bonna abawangalira mu Buganda n'okusukkawo. Ekirubiro ekyokubiri mu mulamu ogusooka ye puroguramu y'okulwanirira federo n'okugabana obuyinza mu nteekateeka n'enkulaakulana y'Obwakabaka. Federo w'ebikolwa. Nga tulinda federo ow'amateeka, federo w'ebikolwa atinta era munzikirize mu bufunze mpeeyo ebyokulabirako 3 n'enkyukakyuka y'omugundu gye bireese. Lwawo lwaffe mu myaka 3 abantu ba Buganda emikwano gyabwe bawaddeyo eri embuga obuwumbi 5 n'obukadde 186 n'emitwalo 46 mu 1400 ne ssente 752. Kino kiraga nti federo Abaganda gwe bayanaanira oba abantu ba Buganda si wa bigambo, naye bw'anaaba akyajja batadde mu bikolwa okwagala n'okuwagira Obwakabaka bwabwe. Njagala nnyo okwebaza Oweekitiibwa Kawuki, abaami ab'amasaza n'ab'amagombolola emiruka bonna